Hey, what is up? It's Dean Soto, founder of prosulum.com, prosulum.com. And we're here for I keep on wanting to do the podcast. It's not the podcast. So we have a Freedom in 5 Minutes podcast if you want to check that out. So you can go to freedomin5minutes.com. But anyway, today's topic is this: stop losing customers by being weak. Stop losing customers by being weak. That and more coming up. So I lost a customer because I was weak, and I was afraid, and I was fearful. That is not a good mix. Not a good mix at all, right? So I'm here right now wondering about, I'm about to get a massage, which is great over where I do my chiropractor. But you can see it's actually pretty nice area over here. I'm gonna keep going this way because the lighting is not very good and it keeps getting in my eyes. But I lost a customer, and how did I do? Well, I shouldn't say I lost it. I don't know. Right now, it's kind of in the fighting mode. We're tussling. We're tussling with another virtual assistant agency. There are no other virtual assistant agencies, if you understand what Prosulum does. But for the time being, we're in a tussle. So this particular customer is doggies. This particular customer was a referral from one of my bigger customers, actually. A referral from one of my bigger customers, and they run a beauty. This particular referral runs a beauty, kind of like a beauty school. Really neat, big school from where we are, where they're actually at, and and that school. So they had a problem, and basically they wanted to be able to scale. And they wanted to be able to scale, and they weren't able to do that because they didn't have systems in place. They didn't have any processes, and so they wanted to hire some virtual assistants to be able to do that. Well, I'm a nice guy. I'm super nice. I'm trying to find every possible way for them to save money, to make sure that they're making a good decision, and getting their metrics and making sure that it's a good fit, because I do want it to be a good fit, right? But at the same time, customers want you to also lead, right? They want you to lead. They want you to be able to give them not just advice, but actually push them and kick them in the butt in the right direction, right? So I was giving them all this advice, and we had actually started talking around, I want to say September of last year. So that's almost 4 months ago. And we even talked on the phone a couple of times. And so anyway, I sent this email to them. I sent an email to them just saying, hey, did you get the metrics that we had talked about before, so we can make sure that you're going to be profitable with this VA? And the guy wrote back and said, hey, we're excited to move forward. We're excited to move forward with the VA. And I said, okay, cool. I'm gonna call your bluff. I didn't say this in the email, but I basically said it. So I'm gonna call your bluff, sending you over an agreement. If you sign that this week, why don't we plan on a kickoff meeting next week? We'll plan on a kickoff meeting next week, yeah? Well, probably about 8 hours later, I got an email. Sorry, there's a truck going by, and I'm like, I don't want to die. Here, see the truck. So so I got an email back. I got an email back from him saying, hey, full transparency, my partner and I are meeting with another virtual assistant agency to see if that they're a better alternative. And one, I didn't know that he had a partner, so that's my fault in the sales process for sure. And then two, the way that I position my virtual assistant agency is basically, there's no other agency like mine. There really isn't at all right now. And you could either go with the hundreds of other virtual assistant agencies that are out there that are literally all the same. They're literally just a commodity right now. Or you can go with mine that they will document everything that you're doing in your entire business. Now you have a standard operating procedure that you can use with anything. You can bring in interns, you can bring in whatever, and you basically have a system where you can step away and go and do the things that you love and you enjoy. So I obviously did not do a good job of persuading as well. But I think ultimately what really was the big, huge thing was that I was a freaking wuss. I was a wuss. I kept on using, oh, let's get this data or that data, using these weird, just postponing asking for the close, right? I was waiting to ask for the close. And that's not what you do in sales. It's not. And so basically, here they are. They want a solution. Now they're waiting 4 months with this guy who they really want to go with, but this guy is not providing any type of leadership, not providing anything to go off of that would say, okay, let's move forward. Let's do it. Okay, let's put the foot. Me setting the agreement this time was literally the first time I did anything with any amount of balls. Anything. At all. And I was even scared to do that. Why? I literally have sold over $2 million, maybe even $3 million in revenue. And there's no reason whatsoever why I could not sell this, which is far, 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 far less. And a lot of it is just literally because of fear. Fear of what they're going to think of you if you are assertive, right? If you bring out and you just say, hey, well, let's go this way. Let's do this. This is why it's sometimes it's hard for people to even make a decision on should we go to the where should we go eat? Oh, let's go eat over here. Let's go eat over there. What should we do? So all this being said is one of the things, why is this important? One of the things is that it takes guts to lead people, right? It takes guts to lead people. It takes guts to be able to persuade and to show people that you are way different than everything else that's out there. There's nothing like my virtual assistants agency out there. My clients are so happy. They are amazingly happy, and it's because it solved the problem that I had, right? So the big takeaway right now, the thing that I want you to do is what right now is keeping you from taking some kind of action on something that you're scared of. Maybe it's making a decision on a particular vendor or something like that. And I don't know why I'm actually talking about this on this channel. Well, actually, I mean, it's my Dean Soto channel. I kind of want to just tell stories and see if I can help you in any way that I can, whether you become a client or if I can help you just in general with different ideas. So what's the one thing that you're afraid to do right now, selling wise? Something that you've been wanting to implement. Maybe you lost a lot of customers or something like that. What's that one thing that you know that if you did, you would make a lot more money? So anyway, find that one thing and actually do it. So for me, I'm implementing that I will try and close on the first call, on the first meeting. I will constantly try and close, okay? And not make any excuse not to. All right. This is Dean Soto, prosaloon.com. Hope you enjoyed this. Got a lot more stories coming. All right, see ya. Bye.